Hey, fabulous fourth graders. Today is our second day of our measurement unit. And today our I can statement is I can create conversion tables to use in order to solve practical problems involving capacity. And you can use your pencil, paper, and a calculator again. Remember, we want to save these conversion charts for Friday for our fun game where we're going to need those charts to help us. All right, we're going to start off with our video.
There's more at Embark Online. You can tweet me, and there is the Pie Guy. All right, this is 4th grade, Module 7, Lesson 2. And in this lesson, students are going to continue doing what they did in Lesson 1, which is basically creating conversion tables. Although this time we're going to be focusing on gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. And you could remember that phrase, that order by saying good queens prefer chocolate. That is just lame. But anyway, so we got gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. So that's the thing. You know, gallons are the biggest. And the numbers, the conversion, so parents and teachers, you can help your students by giving them this table. It's 1, 4, 8, and 16. So 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, 1 gallon is equal to 8 pints, and 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. So that's the idea. That's your basic memorized. That's how you can start right there. Good queens prefer chocolate. 1, 4, 8, and 16. So before I come up with any more lame mnemonics, let's just get started. All right, so on this one, we've got Julia, and she has 4 gallons, 2 quarts. Allie needs the same, but she has 12 quarts. How much more water does Allie need? So the idea is we're going to start with that Julia, and good queens prefer chocolate. Oh, man, this is going to hurt. 1, 4, 8, and 16. So if we have 1 gallon, we have, let's see, 4 quarts, right? 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. And so there's our conversion right there. So gallons and quarts, 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So what if I have 4 gallons? Well, 1 times 4 is 4. So that means down here, 4 times 4 is 16. So 1 times 4, 1 gallon times 4 is 4 quarts. So that means 4 gallons times 4 is 16 quarts. So 4 gallons is equal to 16 quarts. And then Julia has 2 additional quarts plus 2 more quarts. So Julia has 18 quarts. So that is Julia right there. Now the question is, Allie needs the same amount of water. Now she only has 12 quarts. Well, that means Allie needs 6 more quarts because 12 plus what gives us 18? And of course the answer is 6. So Allie needs 6 more quarts. Just quick conversion tables, right? So remember, 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So our conversion, we're going to multiply by 4, multiply by 4, multiply by 4. Anytime you have your gallons, you just have to multiply by 4, and that gives you your quarts. So 2 times 4 gives us 8. 4 times 4, 4 gallons times 4 gives us 16 quarts. 12 gallons times 4 gives us 48. And then lastly, 15 gallons times 4 gives us 60. All right, and then the idea is we can, now we're doing quarts to pints. Now remember, good queens prefer chocolate. 1, 4, 8, 16. So I want you to see, if we want to go from quarts to pints, quarts to pints, how are the quarts related to the pints? If we were to only have 1 quart, how many pints would we have? Well, you could see from 4 to 8 is doubled. So that means if we only had 1 quart, we would have 2 pints because it's doubled. It's twice as much. So 1 quart is how many pints? It's 2 pints. So we could see our conversion factor is times by 2, and that is how we're going to fill in the rest of that table. So using those conversion tables, now we're basically just going to solve these problems. So, let's say we do, let's do C. 5 quarts, 1 pint. All right, so now we don't have to memorize this, parents and teachers. So if your students want a chart, give it to them. Good Queen's preferred chocolate. Oh my goodness, that kind of hurts every time I say it. So it's 1, 4, 8, and 16. So let's see. If we want quarts and pints, so how are quarts and pints related? Well, for every quart, you have 2 pints, so it's times by 2, right? So if we want to convert quarts and pints into pints, so 5 quarts and 1 pint. Well, we know that 5 quarts times 2 gives us 10 pints, plus that extra pint gives us 11 pints altogether. So our answer right here is 11 pints. Now, tricky one. Let's do F. So 27 gallons, 3 quarts. 27 gallons and 3 quarts. And we want to turn it into cups. Well, we see that 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. So what are we going to do down here? We're going to do 27 times 16, and that's going to give us the cups. Now we can also see our quarts. How are our quarts related to our cups? Oh, well, we can see that if you have 4 quarts, you have 16 cups. So 4 times 4 gives us 16. So we see that the conversion factor for quarts to cups is times by 4. So we're going to have to multiply 3 times 4, and that's going to give us our cups there. So if we were going to multiply 27 times 16, so 27 times 16 is right here, and that's going to convert the gallons into cups. So 27 times 16 is 432, so that's 432 cups. And this is easy, that's 12 cups, because 3 quarts times 4 is 12. So all together, we have 444 cups. And that is our answer right there. So good old Granny Smith made punch. She used 2 pints of ginger ale, 3 pints of fruit punch, and 1 pint of orange. So we have, I'm not drawing it to scale, but 3 portions or 3 types of juice. We've got 2 pints of ginger ale. We've got 3 pints of fruit punch and 1 pint of orange juice. Now, our little trick, our good Queen's preferred chocolate. All right, 1, 4, 8, and 16. So how are the pints and the quarts, pints and cups related? How are these 2 guys related? Well, we can see that for every pint, 8 times 2 is 16. So if you only had 1 pint, then times 2 gives you 2 cups. So 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. So if we have 2 pints, how many cups? All you have to do is multiply by 2. That gives you 4 cups. 3 pints multiplied by 2 gives you 6 cups. 1 pint multiplied by 2 gives you 2 cups. So we just add all 3 of these together, and that gives us 12 cups. So that's how many cups she has, since each cup is one. She served the punch in glasses that had a capacity of 1 cup. So since each glass had a capacity of 1 cup, so she could fill 12 cups. And that wraps up 4th grade Module 7,
All right,
Lesson
guys,
2.
welcome back. Now it's your turn to try some. So you're going to fill in 2 more conversion charts like we did yesterday, but this now we're doing gallons and quarts. So like he was showing us that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So that means as you go down, you're going to multiply each number by 4. And again, you can use your calculator. And then for quarts, a little bit easier, you're going to be multiplying each number by 2. So for this one, if we did 2 times 2, it would be 4 pints going on down. And then you're going to write in your rule for converting gallons to quarts and quarts to pints. All right. Our next one is going to be pints to cups. So same thing, 1 pint equals 2 cups. So see if you can figure that out without any hints. All right, and then we have a few word problems. Our first one, Kristen has 3 gallons, 2 quarts of water. Elena needs the same amount of water, but only has 8 quarts. How many more quarts of water does Elena need? All right. And this one, again, you can go back and use your charts that you just filled in the last part. Russell has 2 pints of a certain medicine. If it takes 2 cups to make 1 dose, how many doses can he make? And 2 cups equals 1 pint. And then down here, each month the Moore family drinks 16 gallons of milk, and the Seiler family goes through 44 quarts of milk. Which family drinks more milk each month? And then we know that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So if you'd like to, you can go back to your conversion charts that you just made. All right, so remember, push pause. When you're ready, push play. And then how did you do? So here are our conversion charts. So for this one, remember we were multiplying everything by 4. And then our rule was that we multiply gallons by 4 to get how many gallons are in a quart. Over here, pints to quarts, we are multiplying the number of quarts by 2 to get that answer. So you need to pause to check all of your work. Feel free to pause. Our next one, we were going from pints to cups. We were multiplying everything by 2. Our rule was multiplying the pints by 2. So feel free to pause to check those answers. And then our word problems. So again, we use the redraw right, and we have a little picture here. So this one, we have 3 gallons and 2 quarts versus 8 quarts. And then how many more quarts of water does Elena need? So we have 3 gallons, which is the same as 12 quarts. And then 2 more gives her 14 quarts. So Kristen has 14 quarts. Elena already has 8. So 14 minus 8 equals 6. So she needs 6 more quarts to have the same amount as Kristen. All right, then over here we have our 2 pints, and we split them up into 1 pint, and 1 pint is equal to 2 cups, which is 1 dose, and 2 pints is equal to 4 cups, which is equal to 2 doses. So Russell can make 2 doses of medicine, and then we use the conversion table here to help us figure that one out. And then each month the Moore family drinks 16 gallons of milk. So we see that 16 gallons is equal to 64 quarts. And then 11 gallons is the same as 44 quarts. So we continue the table. So the table stopped at 10. I kept the table going over here. So we have 11 quarts is equal to, 11 gallons is equal to 44 quarts. 12 gallons is 48 quarts. 13 gallons is 52 quarts. 14 gallons is 56 quarts. 15 gallons is 60 quarts. And 16 gallons is 64 quarts. So we see that 16 gallons is 64 quarts, and 11 gallons is 44 quarts. So the Moore family drinks more than the Seiler family in a month. All right, well, hopefully we were able to solve all of those problems, especially using those conversion charts. Really helps us to use the conversion charts, and I think it's very helpful also to use the calculators. So you want to hang on to those conversion charts, because we're going to keep doing the conversions all week and finding equivalent measures. And our game on Friday is going to definitely help you with your matches. So you want to keep those charts and practice them and reuse them. All right, well, I hope we learned something new, and hopefully you'll come back tomorrow for our next lesson.